Today I'm going to show you how the book of Song of Solomon can actually help you decide who to marry. That's coming up today on The Beat. Hey my friend, welcome back to The Beat. My name is Alan Parr. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, it's a pleasure. If you enjoy this video, consider subscribing and hit that little bell notification so you won't miss a beat. So one of my favorite books in the Old Testament, and one that is seldom read, is the book of Song of Solomon. And I believe in this short little book comprised of 8 chapters, there are several things that we can learn both about marriage and also about dating and courtship. And in this video, I want to talk about 8 things that you can look for in your mate and in your relationship with the person that you're dating that can help you determine whether this is the right person for you. Number 1, do you like how they smell? Yeah, I said it because it's in the Bible. Song of Solomon chapter 1 verse 3 says this: how pleasing is your fragrance. So this woman, speaking of her man, she says, man, I like how you smell. You smell good. You have some nice cologne on. She liked his scent. So if you are with someone and you don't like how they smell, or they have a hygiene problem, well, my friend, get used to it, because this is the smell or the breath or whatever you don't like about this person that you're gonna have to deal with for the rest of your life. Okay, number 2, on a more serious note, is not only do you like their smell, but they actually have a good reputation. Notice what it says here in verse 3. Your name is like the spreading fragrance of scented oils. No wonder all the young women love you. So now she's talking about this man's reputation, and she says, man, you are well respected. You have a good name. You have a good reputation. You have good, solid character. So much so that other people are noticing this. Other women want to be with you because of your name, because of your reputation, because of your good character. So if the person that you're dating has a bad reputation, then that is something that you want to look into to make sure that whatever got them that poor reputation is not something that they're still dealing with today, because then you will have to deal with it yourself. Number 3 goes without saying, and that is a strong mutual physical attraction for each other. Not one-sided, but they have to have an attraction for each other. Notice what it says here in chapter 1, verse 15. How beautiful you are, my darling, how beautiful. Your eyes are like doves. So this is the man telling his future wife how beautiful he thinks she is. She then comes back and says this: you are so handsome, my love, pleasing beyond words. So there is this idea out there that it's okay for the man to be attracted to the woman, but you know what? The woman doesn't have to be attracted to the man because he can grow on her and all of this. Let me tell you, that can cause problems in a marriage if one person is attracted to the other person and the other person is not. So make sure that both of you are attracted to each other. Number 4, is this person unique to you in some way? Notice what it says in chapter 2, verse 2. He says, like a lily among thistles is my darling among young women. So he says, hey baby, compared to other people, you are like a lily, and all those other women look like thorns to me because you are unique to me. When I see you, I don't see some ordinary woman. I see someone who is special, someone who is unique. And she comes back and says the same thing about him. Notice what she says here in the next verse. Like the finest apple tree in the orchard is my lover among other young men. She says, hey, in the same way, baby, I feel the same way about you. Other men may be like apple trees, but you rise above. You are like the finest apple tree in the entire orchard. Elsewhere in the book, in chapter 6, he says this: even among 60 queens and 80 concubines and countless young women, I would still choose my dove, my perfect one, the favorite of her mother. So if there is not something that is unique about this person, or your love for this person, or how you feel about this person, then you may want to ask the question, why are you with this person? Because if they're the same as all the other people that you have dated in the past, then you could have married them. There needs to be something that separates them from anybody else you've ever dated. Number 5, they have control over their sexual desires. Notice what she says here in verse 7 of the same chapter. Promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and wild deer, not to awaken love until the time is right. And scholars believe that what she's saying here is there is an appropriate time to awaken or arouse love, but that should be reserved for marriage. And because the two were not married at this point in the book, she's saying, hey, be careful about arousing and awakening love before the appropriate time. So if this person is not able to demonstrate self-control in the sexual area on this side of marriage, then that very well may be a sign that they may not be able to exercise self-control on the other side of marriage. The sixth thing that has to be there, that goes without saying, is exclusivity. Chapter 2, verse 16 says this: "My lover is mine and I am his." So very clear, she said, hey, I know that I am the only one for him, and he knows that he is the only one for me. There was no guessing. There was no, I wonder if this person is seeing somebody else. I wonder if we are exclusive or not. It was clear. The communication was clear. They had the conversation to define the relationship. So if you are with somebody that is still unsure, or if you're the one in the relationship that is unsure about where this relationship is going, whether there's a commitment or not, that could be a sign that you want to move on, that this is not the person for you. Number 7 is a genuine friendship that goes beyond physical attraction. Notice how she describes her man in chapter 5, verse 16. "His mouth is sweetness itself. He is desirable in every way. Such, O woman of Jerusalem, is my lover, my friend." We see this friendship also on display in chapter 7, verse 11 and 12, which says, "Come, my love, let us go out to the fields and spend the night among the wildflowers." By this time they are married, so it's okay to spend the night with each other. "Let us get up early and go to the vineyards to see if the grapevines have budded, if the blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates have bloomed." The two of them enjoy spending time with each other outside of the bedroom. They have a genuine friendship. So my friend, not if, but when your relationship goes through difficult times, what will sustain you through those times is not only your relationship with God, but also the solid foundation and friendship that you have built this relationship on. And the last thing that we see in this book is commitment. Notice what it says here in chapter 8, 6, and 7. It says, "Place me like a seal over your heart, like a seal on your arm, for love is as strong as death, its jealousy as enduring as the grave. Love flashes like fire, the brightest kind of flame." Now notice what it says here in verse 7. "Many waters cannot quench love, nor can rivers drown it. If a man tried to buy love with all his wealth, his offer would be utterly scorned." So I believe here the many waters describes difficulties and hardships that come up. And it says that many waters cannot quench love, cannot put out and extinguish the fire of love. He also says here that it's not for sale. No one can come along and take this person away or buy this person away, because love is not for sale. So you want to make sure the person that you are with is in it for the long haul, that they have already made up in their mind that you're going to have bad days, you're going to have tough times, you're going to have financial difficulties, you may even have sexual struggles, you may have difficulties with family, with friends, or whatnot. But throughout all of that, those many waters, those many troubles cannot extinguish, it cannot quench the love that you have committed to each other. If you found this video helpful in any way, feel free to share it with a friend. Also, if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you would subscribe. Check out some of the other videos on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time on The Beat.